Hello guys, we're still walking the Hughes Valley Way. This is part 2. Put a link up to part 1 if you want to watch that one. We found some swans. Oh my god, it's the cygnets. Oh my goodness. I don't know. There's 3 of them. 3 cygnets. Oh wow. You don't think this is Harry and Sally?
Because if it's Claude and Maud, they've lost some.
So yeah, that was fantastic to see some swans. This area I've never, we walked this area a lot. We've not seen swans in there before. So there's definitely a pair of swans on this part of the river a while back, but haven't seen any cygnets. So there's 3 cygnets, which it's possible it's Harry and Sally. They've moved all the way from the farm here because they think it's safer here. But we need to get back into the main part of the reserve and find out what's going on with Claude and Maud. Anyway, we're now coming to the Pinchmill Islands. Look at that. So it's completely and utterly covered in algae, apart from a couple of plastic bottles which some have just thrown in there. Why would you do that? There's no flow. There's no flow in this part. It's dead, just dead sea. Look, there's a tiny little trickle. This is normally a real beautiful part of the river where the river whacks across these beautiful stones here, but look at it. A tiny little trickle. And the whole river is full of reeds now. Amazing. So this is the Pinchmill Islands, which normally are pretty beautiful. All you can hear is the water flow, but you can see here this part of the river is the main part, and it's a few 2 or 3 meters down on normal, but at least it's flowing. So once you're across the islands, you turn to the east. You just walk onto the field. There's normally cows in this field, which is where I've got to get nervous, but hello, how you doing? We've just been we're on the Hughes Valley Way. We're just deciding which way to go. Okay, so we're not going to bother you two guys. Okay, we'll see you in a bit. It's surprising, we've had almost no rain, but there is a little bit. We had a little bit last night, and actually with these tractors in here you can just see the ground has actually churned up a bit. I don't know. So we're just wandering about in a farmyard at the moment, trying to find the footpath which takes us across. You think so? Is there any sign there? It's supposed to be a sign for the. See, we're on the Hughes Valley Way, so you'd expect to find a signpost. Huh? You think so? Well, that don't go anywhere. We're lost. Almost opposite where we came out. There's a well hidden little track and a stile. Let's go for it. Susie, there's barbed wire here, so be careful. Okay, we found our way. Magpie, crow. Look at that. Lots of starlings around. Nice to see a few birds. So anyway, we're now heading to the village of Radwell. Across this field, across this stile. That should take us, I can see a sign which should take us to Radwell. But it's really getting hot now, isn't it, Suze? The vultures are circling. The vultures are circling. Actually, it's not true, they're not vultures, they're crows, but even so, it feels very hot. Okay, another gap in the fence. That was the permissive path. Now where are we going to find ourselves? Across a little stream, brook. I'm going to sit over a break for some water. Officially flagging now. It's getting really warm. And we're just at the top end, or the north end of Radwell village. Looking around these little footpaths, we will soon be in Radwell, where the River Great Ouse, in a big bend, comes from flowing to the east to turning right round and flowing directly to the west, away from the city. So I'll show you on the map exactly what I mean by that, but there's lots and lots of big bends on this river. I think it's 11 miles from our house, where the river is, to Bedford, the county town, but it's something like about 35 or 40 miles by river, because the river meanders round and round and round. Anyway, no more waffling. We found some shade, we need a break. Obviously there's a train strike today, but not on the goods trains, presumably, because I just seen one going along. And we're going to walk down into Radwell village. So, in the little village of Radwell, there's nothing here. It's a little hamlet, no shops. Used to be a pub, really nice pub called the Swan. That's closed down. And down there is the bridge on the river. So we've come back to the River Ouse. We've gone right across from one side, one valley, into another valley. Now we're going to walk back along here towards a place called Felmersham, which we know very well. And we'll explain that when we get there. Village Green, and this is the old pub. It used to be the Swan. A nice pub actually. But like a lot of pubs in the UK over the last 30-40 years, a lot of them have closed down. We're going to Felmersham, where we used to live, and used to be 4 pubs, now there's just the one. But this was the Swan, and it's called Swan Cottage. So we stopped at a bus stop, hoping against hope that there will be a bus at some point, but it's the school holidays and you only get one bus every 2 years in this village. So looks like we're going to continue our route march. The Ouse Valley Way now, and we're heading back home. The Ouse Valley Way continues down from Radwell to a place called Milton Ernest, and then on into Bedford, and then on another 100 odd, well probably 60 or 70 miles to the sea. But we're now heading, when I say heading home, we're only halfway back, but we're going to go and visit the village where we used to live. Anybody from the UK who's over about 50 might remember somebody, a football player called Super Mac, who was a centre forward for Arsenal, Newcastle and Luton Town, and that is his old house. And in the 70s, when that was built, that was the bee's knees. And then we're going to wander down to the river at Felmersham. So here we are in the village of Felmersham. This is a lovely little hamlet, really picturesque, where we used to live. So you can see the church in front of us, and up here is an old pub called the Plough, but it's not an old pub anymore. And here it is. It was the tiniest little pub you ever did see. You walked in there and there was a tiny little bar, wasn't there, on the left hand side, but it always had a lovely garden, big garden out the back, you remember. And yeah, it went down to the river. It was fantastic. But there's the garden now. It's all built up. So we're now wandering around the picturesque. Oh, Spitfire again. There it is, see, look. Oh, great Spitfire. So as I was saying, we're wandering around the picturesque village of Felmersham, and that used to be a pub called the Six Ringers, and you can see the sign, the Six Ringers. We used to go in here, didn't we, Sue? Yeah, nice little pub, but it closed quite a while ago now, and now there's only one pub left in the village. This was their little front garden. Wander down the road to the Swan, watch out for the cars. These old cottages here, and this was our old house called Crantock. There it is. Changed a bit since we were there. Oh, the pub is being rethatched. Let's see if it's open. Costs a lot to rethatch a property. Somewhere like this, probably 25 to 30,000 pounds, maybe. It's quite expensive. Let's see if we can go and have a pint while they're thatching. Hope it's open. The back doesn't look it's open. And the front door's open. The garden will be open, I would imagine. And look at that. Beer.
Alcohol is too hot. So
this is a pint of jailbreak, but it is really hot today. Yeah, so this is the sun at Felmersham, which is our old village. So we're just leaving Felmersham and we're now heading west down quite a big bank we're walking along. The river is a long way below us here. To the bottom of the hill, and that's the last bit of road walking we'll have to do. And here there's a little branch footpath which will take us down to the river. Yeah, these are all mail, look, tups. Walking back along the river. footpath along the river. The footpath moves a bit away from it now through some fields. We're going back towards the village of Odell, which we passed through a while back this morning. So as we wander along through the river meadows, we haven't got far to go now. You can see the church of Odell poking through the trees, and the Bell, which is probably our favourite pub around here, is very close to that church. And that's the last bit. Last little bit down to Odell. There's the castle we showed you earlier. That's Lord Luke lives there, and has lived there ever since I was a lad. Quite sure who Lord Luke is or why he's Lord Luke, but hey, Lord Luke was the guy that had all the festivals here when I was a kid. So I'm assuming the current Lord Luke is the son of the past Lord Luke. Which is a bit of a farce really, isn't it, if you think about it? Quite sure how you become a lord. I suppose you become a lord, I don't know, maybe you become a lord when you were in Henry VIII's time or that sort of area, but and once you're born into the lordship, I suppose you don't lose the lordship. Nice work if you can get it, eh? What, lady? You have to be a lady. Lord and lady. Lord and Lady North Bedfordshire Nature. That's it. Getting short of hydration as we're now starting to ramble. Anyway, here is the end of the footpath. We're getting onto sort of familiar territory. Oh look, there's a muntjac deer, look at it. Oh yeah. Let's just see this. I'll zoom in on this, but I haven't got very good. It's not very camera, it's not really bothered about us, look. That's the first wildlife we've seen really today, apart from lots of bird life of course. And you walk through the, I think these are called osier beds. Here we go, going back to cross the river once again. And you can see in front of us the pub tables from the Bell. There's only a few people there, which looks very nice. It looks very shady and cool because it's been a very hot walk today. Let's have a look through the bridge at the mill, the old mill. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that, there's a beach there now. That water isn't going left. So yeah, there's the pub. And here is our lovely river. Yeah, look at that. That's cool. Right, so we have to, and here's the mill. Old mill. We've still got, they did have a water wheel on this building, but it's all been done up. I wonder if they've kept it after they've done it all up. I wonder if they've kept the water wheel as part of the heritage. Let's have a look. There it is. Wow, look at that. Fantastic. Doesn't work obviously because the water is so much further down than it used to be, but yeah, beautiful. Hello. Cheers all. Thanks for watching.
Cheers. Kissing in there, isn't it?
Enjoyed it?
Yeah.
So there is our final church of the day back at Harold across the main lake.
And the good news is we live 200 yards away from that church.
The good news is we live 200 yards, as Sue said. Sue, say that again.
I said the good news is we live 200 yards away from that church, so
That's right.
not too far to go.
However, we might just nip into
No, no more.
No more pubs. Okay. Nice evening though, nice evening. So we're back on our home patch. That's Harold Church, and old Lichgate and the church. That's Harold. So we're just walking to our final destination. It has been a long day, isn't it, Sue?
Very much so.
Very long day. The Oak Arms pub. Our local butcher's here.